It is another Vermont Tech tradition that the graduating class from each of our residential campuses present a gift to the college. I would like to introduce the presidents of our student councils at the Williston campus and the Randolph campus. Rachel Arsenault is a class president at the Randolph Center campus. Rachel grew up in Fairfax, Vermont, graduated last year with an Associate's of Applied Science in Dairy Farm Management Technology, graduates again today with an Associate's of Science in Agribusiness Management Technology, and a Bachelor's of Science in Diversified Ag, which I think is a hat trick in degrees. She is a recipient of the Farms 2+2 Scholarship. This year she served as Public Relations Rep for Student Events Board and President of the Student Council in Randolph. Brendan Simpson is Class President at the Williston campus. Brendan is from Cambridge, Vermont, and joined us as a VAST student in the fall of 2010 in our electrical engineering program. Rumor has it that classmates consider him the go-to guy when it comes to programming. Brendan has been on student council for 2 years, and he's employed at Being Advanced Memory Corporation in Williston. Rachel?
Hello, fellow graduates, family, friends, faculty, staff, and administrators. It is my honor to present to President Smith on behalf of the students of Vermont Tech Randolph campus, the class gift from the class of 2014, a new Knights mascot to be used to help cheer on the Knights at our sporting events and other entertainment and recruiting events. Thank you, Dan.
Thank you, Rachel.
When I found out I was going to speak at commencement, many of you joked with me that I should ask for a stool that I could see over the podium. I'm glad I went with the heels instead, though. Anyway, I chose to come to Vermont Tech, as I'm sure many of you did, because I deemed it the most practical education I could get in my field for the best price. But I never imagined that I would get so much more than that here. For the past 3 years, summers too, Vermont Tech has been my home. I've eaten here, slept here, worked here, volunteered here, learned a world of technical information here, and learned just as many other skills that I never even set out to learn. I've also acquired a second family here, comprised of all of you, faculty, staff, and administrators. I've had the opportunity in my 3 years here to meet and work with so many of you now graduates, and also many of the faculty and administrators. I'm grateful for the mentoring and guidance and opportunities experience you have all helped make possible for me, and also for yourselves. This year, I've had the humbling opportunity to serve as your student council president. One of my main roles was being the link between you all and the administration of the college. After about halfway through the year, I noticed that every time I was speaking with staff about you all, I was saying the same thing over and over again. That for one, you're probably some of the most mature college students, and most down to earth for that matter, that any college could ever ask for. But more impressively is how capable, knowledgeable, hardworking, and determined and passionate about what you study and do at Vermont Tech. And your capabilities shouldn't be underestimated. You are the doers of the world, and even before graduation, many of you, even before you came here, were doing and producing real things. You guys are Vermont Tech. Your passion and dedication are what make this place great, and you will all undoubtedly be successful in whatever you do. I also want to share with you a brief story. One of the perks of my position was that every year an all-expense trip to Washington, D.C. is offered to the student government president to attend the annual APAC conference. Now, APAC is the American Israeli Public Affairs Committee, and to give you all a little perspective, there were 14,000 people there and 270 other student government presidents from colleges in every state, and they all got the same expense-paid trip that I did, and one donor paid for all 271 of us. So you can imagine the status of most of the people present. But anyway, during one of our mixers, I was talking to a small group of other student government presidents that were discussing what they were going to do in school and what they wanted to do after. When it was my turn, I mentioned briefly that my degree was in the area of agriculture and food systems. And after receiving my degree, I could become a producer, work in the industry, or maybe even for the Department of Ag. After I had to answer the question, what's the Department of Ag? They each said what they were majoring in: pre-med, law, and political science. One of them went on to say that he really had no choice. There were only two types of people in his social circle: families that were doctors and families that were lawyers, and his family were doctors. And if he were to even think of becoming a lawyer, his family would cut his funding for college and essentially disown him. And he wasn't kidding. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I don't think anyone in this room has had the potential of being disowned for wanting to become a farmer, a mechanic, an engineer, or a firefighter, let alone wanting to become a lawyer. I should also mention this young man couldn't fathom why you would ever want to get a degree in agriculture or why anyone would even want to get involved, and yet I couldn't fathom his situation either. So the moral of my story is that while I greatly enjoyed that opportunity and appreciate it very much, I was excited to come home to Vermont Tech. I came back with a new appreciation for my school, my family, and the down-to-earth nature that all of you have that makes Vermont Tech's culture what it is. In 1, 5, 10, or 25 years, when we look back, it will not be the late-night studying, homework, or exams that we'll remember the most. It will be all of the experience we had and the lifelong friends we've made here at Vermont Tech. Sorry, guys. I congratulate you all and encourage you all to stay in touch with each other and myself. We will inevitably run into one another again, and you can never have too many friends. Whether we contract Taylor Atkinson and Ramsey Allen to build our homes that were designed by Sean Taft and Ryan Ouse, bring our cars or trucks to Logan Spates, or Mike, I cannot pronounce your name, Ingel Pliuzio. Get Stitched Up After an Accident by Emily Darling, buy milk, yogurt, or cheese produced by Megan Putnam's farm, or bring our dog to Kayla Morse for its yearly shots. Whatever it is, we can be sure that we will run into our fellow Vermont Tech alumni wherever we go. Now at this point, I know it's been a long day for everyone, and the last thing you want to do is continue listening to me. But I'd like to take these last few moments to thank you. I would like to thank all of you for allowing me to serve you as your president. But let's thank our dedicated faculty who have devoted so much time and energy into our professional and often personal success. The administration for maintaining Vermont Tech as an amazingly unique educational institution. And last, but the most important, our real families who are here to support us and have been throughout our lives. They're probably a big part of why each of us is here today. Whether they've provided for us or providing for them is the reason we're here. This event is as much about them as it is about us. So let's stand. Graduates, stand. Face the back of the room and thank them. Thank you all, and yeah, we did it.